So here we are at round 10 of Formula Europe at Imola. But before we get into that race and into the video, let's have a look at the Nations Championship from the last round. The Netherlands go into this with the advantage on 85 points. The Russians are only 7 points behind, I believe, with 77. Team Belgium in third with 67, while Team Austria and Team Ireland are drawn on points at 65. And Team Czech and 60. Team Lithuania is in 6th in the table with 58, while Team Switzerland is 7th with 50. Team Britain in 8th with 44, and Team San Marino in 9th with 46, and Team Greece in 10th with 44. The top 5 are all in a mathematical chance to win it. The most unlikeliest out of them all would be the Czechs, the Irish, and the Austrians. The Austrians and Irish needs 20 points to be on par with the Netherlands. Needs 20 points or more to win the championship. Same with the Irish. The Czechs need to win the race and for nobody else to score points. And all the Netherlands needs to do is finish in the points and they win the championship. But they must finish 7 points ahead of Russia to win. That's all that Russia needs to do. Finish ahead of the Netherlands. All that Belgium needs to score a win, or at least 18 points, just to draw with the Netherlands. But probably needs, let's see, 18 points, third or above to win the title. Yeah, we'll just say that. So frustrating. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Owen Does Racing Stuff here, and welcome back to the finale of Formula Europe here in Imola. 6 countries in for a chance to win the title, but only one will. So here we are at the minute in qualifying, just coming out of the garage here. I'm about to come onto the track to start our flying lap. We had good pace around this track. We had good enough pace, but we need a lot. But we need 20 points or more to win the title from the Netherlands, who are currently leading. So here we are. Without further ado, I'll leave you with my qualifying lap. So yeah, I had a good enough lap there for that one, and now we cut to the leaderboard, and we're only going to do one lap this session, so we skipped to finish to the end. And I'm surprised that the Polish are on pole, with the Czechs with Czech second, us third, Müller fourth, and the French fourth, and the Swiss fifth. But the Czechs look to be in prime position, but there's no sign. But looky here, no Austria, no Netherlands, no Belgium in the top 10, or no Russia in the top 10 either, which is going to be a big spanner thrown into the works here for the championship. Thomas N is in prime position. We count down to 5 red lights for the finale of Formula Europe at Imola, hosting the San Marino Grand Prix. It's lights out, and away we go. We get off to a pretty bad start. Alan Mathieu gets off to a fantastic start in the Swiss car, jumping up into third and maybe challenging Thomas N. Thomas N up ahead. Yes, he is. He's challenging Thomas N. The Polish maintain the lead up at the front, but his battle for second looks like Menu got N in the end. Well, Muller's behind us. We try and have a look at Thomas N around the outside. On the outside here, we try and do it, but he runs us off the road and we can't get up. If we look behind us, we see Muller's being challenged by... Actually, that's not Muller, that's Jensen. Jensen's being challenged by the Bulgarian driver, Arivchev. And Arivchev gains 5th place, so there's been a lot of changes going on behind us. But at the minute, we dropped down into 4th, and as you can see up ahead, Menu's challenging Gearsmix for the lead, it looks like. But yeah, we go off at... We're in P4 at the minute, so now we just have a look at the start from a different perspective. You can see Menu gets off to a fantastic start. Behind, everyone kind of slots into position. So now we look at the front. We look up at the front, and we see how bad of a start Muller got there, getting dropped behind both Team Bulgaria and Team Iceland. Stoffel van Dorn has got off to a fantastic start in the Belgian car, going up right behind Arivchev, and there looks like there hasn't been any contact. Then they're back straight, and you can see Muller and Jensen having a battle. But now we do ride on board. Actually, there could have been contact. We see with Team Spain, Fernando Alonso. He goes up and he hits the Team San Marino car, which loses his front wing off his car. And there you can see there's Nick de Vries. He's pretty low in a low enough position. And then we cut off there. We see Nick de Vries making the move. And then you see the Germans Vettel just plows into the back of Zonzini. Embarrassment for probably the underdog of the season. Zonzini managed to pull off a win for Team San Marino, which was fantastic. But now we cut back to us as we're on the second lap now. You see Menu making a move on Gearsman. Can he pull off the move? No, we can't. And he's holding the rest speaker. We can't stop. And we plowed into the back of Thomas Eng in the Team Czech car. And I think we just ruined us and Gearsmix's championship hopes. But then we cut back to Prosiak in the Team Austrian car, who's in 10th, having a run at Team Belgium. Goes down the inside. This is now the major battle for the championship at the minute. Stoffel van Dorn holds off Prosiak at the minute, but there is still quite a bit to go. And as you can see, the train behind them with Vasilux, it looks like Team Lithuania, and Nick de Vries is right behind them. So de Vries has already moved up positions to get outside that top 10 position. And as you can cut back to us, we're just entering the pits. But now we cut back. This is at the end of lap 2. You see us. There's us just about to come into the pits, and we are unknowingly holding up a 3. There was briefly 3 wide there between the Austrians, Hungarians, and the Netherlands. But Nick de Vries is now into P9 in the race. He started way out the top 10, and now he's in P9. And Nick Tim in the Danish car managed to get Prosiak, which gone bad to worse for the Austrians. But at the minute, it's Stoffel van Dorn's ahead of this train led by Team Lithuania, and there was a bit of a conflict there. And there we have Danny Kvyat moving through the order as well for the Russians to try and get their chance, to try and get ahead of the Netherlands. But then we cut back to us, just coming out of the pits now, 17 seconds behind Thomas Eng and Emmanuel Zonzini. But at the minute, we're in paddy last place at the minute, and it's not looking good for us at all for the championship at the minute. So it looks like the main battle is going on in around P7. But now we cut back to Alain Menu. The Swiss driver's got overtaken by the Bulgarian driver Arivchev. Team Bulgaria is doing extremely well this way, but not as good as Team Poland, who was absolutely bolting ahead at the rest of the field. But Alain Menu comes back at him. Alain Menu comes back, and there's been contact. Alain Menu's around. Alain Menu is upside down. Oh, terrible look for the Austrians, not for the blue, for the Swiss at the minute. Oh, Bulgarians didn't get a penalty for that, which I found surprising. But now we cut back to Nick de Vries, the team Netherlands driver and current championship leader at this stage. He still have hold of the championship lead. There's a nice drift there by Vasilux, who's trying to get around Stoffel van Dorn. We come down the straight. Will Nick de Vries do anything with this? Yes, he will. He's right beside the team Lithuanian car. They're going wheel to wheel through Tamburello, and as they come down, it looks like the Netherlands have the advantage at the minute coming in. But now, will they have a look at the Belgian car? Yes, they will. It's not helping them that this huge train led by Ribashev is holding everyone up. Team Belgium has the Netherlands is ahead of that train. Now all he needs to do is get past the Team Bulgaria car. And then you can see the Russians are making good ground. As the Nick de Vries tried to move, but he didn't pull it off. And Vasiluk's going right round the outside of Stoffel van Dorn. And then you can see it's 3 wide down towards the bottom of that pack. With De Verkos getting by both the Russians and the Danish, I believe that was. But at the minute, leading this train and leading the championship at the minute is Nick de Vries in the Team Netherlands car. And Ribashev's still holding up the Lithuanians and the Belgians. The Belgians go down the inside. Stoffel van Dorn down the inside of both Vasilux and Ribashev, pulls off the move. But no, Ribashev's trying to go around the outside. He's still being very competitive, even though he has no front wing. Great stuff by the Bulgarian driver right there. But then we cut back to this towards the bottom of that pack, and there's the Verkos and Ribashev. Ribashev tries to go into the pits, but the Verkos blocks him, and there's been contact being made there. And the Verkos joins into the back of that, towards the back of that train, right next to the Latvian driver. I'm not even going to pronounce that name. There we are. Vasiluk's down the inside of Stoffel van Dorn for 6th place. This looks like I think that's lap 8. We're going towards the end of the race, and at the minute it looks like the Dutch have this championship wrapped up in the bag. I actually don't know what lap that is. It could be lap 6 either. But anyway, the Netherlands have got by. The Lithuanians. I don't know what's wrong with me today. But the Lithuanians got by the Belgians. Now the Russians have made up some fantastic ground there. They're right next to Nick Tim for 8th place. But will Danny Kvyat try and have a look at Stoffel van Dorn? Prosiak was having a bit of a look there at Nick Tim. But no, Prosiak's still in 10th. But Danny Kvyat has moved up into 8th place. So now we cut off. Here's the running race order at the minute. We have the Polish leading from Giersmek leading in Team Poland car. Now we wait for Jensen, Team Iceland in 2nd place. Kimi Räikkönen in 3rd place for the Finnish. Muller in 4th for the French. Nick de Vries in 5th for the Dutch. Vasilux in 6th for the Lithuanians. Stoffel van Dorn, Danny Kvyat, Nick Tim and Prosiak. Then we have Takanista, Tarquini and Michelis. Then we have Sebastian Vettel, Fernando Alonso following up. And there's Michelis going into the pits there, actually, the Hungarian driver. Gone into the pits there. But now we cut back to us, and we're coming back in. There's only 2 laps to go in this race. And as you can see, we just jumped Takanista out of the pit there. He comes in right behind us. You can see him in our mirrors right there. We're coming through Tamburello now, and it looks like the Belarusian driver is closing in on us. Ever so slightly. Yeah, he is. He must be gaining. He's gaining. But not enough to get us at the minute. We go through. We have a bit of a tank slapper at the minute. We have a bit of a tank slapper there. And Takanista actually gets us through that corner. As we go, and then all we have to do is follow him round. But it's a bit harder than it looks as we right the curve there a bit. Going through the chicane, we gain a lot of ground on Takanista. Should we consider a move? I don't think we consider a move there. But now we cut back to Vasilux in P5. He's doing well for Lithuania, and his engine is blown. What a tragic end to Lithuania's season. What a tragic end. But that elevates everyone in a single position. But now we cut back to Muller. He's in fourth, and Kimi Raikkonen is third. Kimi Raikkonen doing extremely well, going under the radar to be in P3 at the minute. But Muller doesn't fall off the move, and out of nowhere, Nick de Vries goes down the inside. I didn't expect it to be that close to the French when I watched this back. But Muller does fantastic to pull him up to hold him off there. Will he take him a move into the chicane? No, he won't. He's gonna sit back for P5. But Gears coming round the last corner. It's been a pretty dismal season for Poland, being robbed of victories in both Britain and Italy. But now, Team Poland wins the final race of the season in Imola, at Imola. Jensen comes home for Team Iceland in second, a fantastic result. Kimi Raikkonen in third, Miller in fourth, and the European champions Nick de Vries and the Netherlands come home in fifth. Stoffel Vandoorne in sixth, Danny Kvyat at seventh, Nick Timmins eighth, Prostiak ninth, Tarquini in the Italian car coming home for the final points, Vettel in the German car just missing out, and Alonso also missing out in the Team Spain car. While Thomas N, the Czech driver, who has been robbed after we made contact with him, does well to move up into P13. But now the race isn't over for us. We come back to us on the final lap. We're still behind Takanista, and now we see Michelin's the Hungarian car burning. Terrible end there. But we go on a move down. We go for a very curious move down the inside of the Belarusian driver in P, and we move over to P14. This is a very good battle, but this is only for P14. We are out of the championship's grasp. But it looks like we're about to hold off Takanisa. Takanisa's closing in as we head into the final few corners now. It's not long to go. We go around the final corner. We get a bit up on the exit, but Takanisa's right behind us, but he won't be enough. We come home in P14 of the race. So here we are for the Nations Championship, the final total. The Netherlands are come home with are champions of Europe with 95 points, while the Russians are second with 83. The Belgians come home in third with 75 points, while the Austrians managed to edge out the Irish by 2 points. The Czechs have come home in sixth with 60, while the Lithuanians are best of the rest with 58. The Swiss are in 8th with 50 points, and Team San Marino with a great result of not only beating their Italian neighbours but also making it into the top 10 with 46, while the Greeks and the British will round out the top 10 on 44 points each. And this concludes Formula Europe. I don't know if I will do a season 2 or not. I need to think about it. But thanks for watching.